What's up everyone, my name's PlatinumHowler, coach of your Coquitlam Red Gyarados, and today I'm going to be bringing you all a little bit of a different video this time. I'm going to be briefly talking about some transactions that I made for the PCL D-League. This is kind of uncharted territory for me because in my past draft leagues I haven't usually made very many transactions. In fact, I had before making these transactions for the PCL D-League, I had only ever made 3 transactions ever. 2 transactions, two free agent moves in one league and in one season, and 1 free agent move in another season of the same league. And those were the only moves I had ever made before. But now in my career, I'll be up to 7 free agent moves because I use all 4 of my team's transactions that I'm allowed to use for the duration of this PCL D-League season. So without further ado, I will get into why I made the moves that I made. And one of the mons on my team that I dropped, you can actually see on your screen right now. And if you remember my roster from my draft analysis, you would know that I'm talking about Excadrill. So I was thinking that the Excadrill and Gigalith Sand Core that I had drafted, wasn't really working out too well, and I thought that these two together, it didn't really fit my team. Like, it wasn't the main offensive win cons that I was using. I have Mega Latios and I have Tapu Koko that I think are better offensive win cons for the most part. And then I've been using a lot of my bulkier mons, like Melodic and Serena so far. So and I've brought Serena as my rapid spinner twice already. I'm not too sure. I think it's had rapid spin in both weeks that I've brought it to this point. So not losing much in the rapid spin department by getting rid of Excadrill, and Gigalith is mainly only drafted to support the Excadrill. So I'm thinking that I can make some upgrades in some other areas by getting rid of these 2 mons, particularly the special attacking area, and also just getting a better steel type and a better fire type. So Excadrill being a tier 1, I'm going to be dropping Excadrill and replacing it with Heatran. So Heatran is a mon that I've never used in Draft League before, but I think it has potential to work really well with my team. My Fairy Dragon Steel Core is now going to be Tapu Koko, Heatran, and Mega Latios. So that's pretty scary in and of itself. Heatran, of course, has the glaring 4x ground weakness, so Mega Latios I think is going to be definitely more heavily relied on to help cover that ground weakness now for the team. I think it makes running Hidden Power Ground on certain mons that you would normally see hidden powers on very easily. There aren't really many other hidden powers that are great against my team outside of Hidden Power Ground, so Heatran's really going to have to watch out for that. But I like the offensive pressure that it's able to exert over Excadrill in this case, because I was bringing other physical attackers like Staraptor. I've already brought and got a lot of kills with it, and I have so many other physical options that I can use to ahead of Excadrill. So I have, and Alolan Marowak is another physical mon that I had that I now have a better fire type than Alolan Marowak. I don't lose a Stealth Rocker by making this move either. Heatran's going to be able to set rocks for me just like Excadrill did. So yeah, that was the move that I made for tier 1, and now Gigalith I was looking to get rid of as well, and we're going to be replacing it with another tier 4, which is going to be Hitmonlee. I was thinking Hitmonlee is a good addition here because I was losing. Yes, I was kind of getting rid of a means of speed control for my team by getting rid of Excadrill and its Sand Rush, so it can be really fast with the Sand Up. But now I have a Hitmonlee that can be really fast with its Unburden ability and pair well with Tapu Koko's Electric Terrain. So it can easily run Electric Seed, and as soon as it comes in with Terrain Up, the Electric Seed pops and it gets a boost in its really frail defense, but it's going to get a boost in that, and then double its speed. So base speed wise, it's actually 1 speed point slower than Excadrill, but they're virtually the same. So we have the potential to hit the same speed stat as Excadrill, and Excadrill of course hits a little bit harder, but I mean that's to be expected. It's a tier 1 mon for a reason, but Hitmonlee is still going to be a good means of speed control for this team that we lost with the Excadrill. So goodbye to Excadrill and goodbye to Gigalith, and now we have a couple of other mons that we are looking to replace. So I'm not wanting to keep Heatran and Alolan Marowak on the same team. These are the other 2 mons that we're going to be dropping. Of course, we're not going to be doubling up on fighting types. We're not going to be doubling up on fire types either. So tier 3 Marowak. So I know that in doing this, I think the biggest problem in doing this is that I'm making myself considerably weaker to electric types, because I drafted Excadrill and Marowak specifically to be strong electric immunities, because I think that could be a problem against my team, because I have the Tapu Koko and Electric Terrain, and I need to make sure I have good switch-ins to opposing electric types. So a little bit that I know that that's probably the biggest problem with making these transactions, but I still think that there are moves that I needed to make. But anyway, we're going to be Marowak being a tier 3 mon. We're going to be replacing it with Tyrantrum, which is another very powerful physical wall breaker, just like Marowak is, and it has better setup options, a better speed tier. It gets that rock typing back that we lost from the Gigalith. So yeah, Tyrantrum is a very scary mon that you definitely have to prep for, or else it can just head smash right through your team. So we have the Tyrantrum here, and the last mon that we're going to be replacing is Throw. Now I'm really sad that I'm not going to have the opportunity to use Throw. I thought it was a good fit for the team that I had drafted originally, but it's not really the best fit anymore with me getting Heatran and Hitmonlee over Excadrill and Gigalith. So I need to replace the ground type that I lost with Excadrill now. So the ground type that I'm going to be getting is Golurk from tier 5, and I've used Golurk very briefly in a draft league season that died, unfortunately, but I think Golurk is a pretty good tier 5 mon. It has pretty respectable bulk, honestly. Base 89 HP is not bad, and base 80 defenses are, pretty average, but it's going to be, it's not a glass cannon, so like it can take a hit or two and get good damage off against whatever you need it to. So Iron Fist and No Guard are 2 pretty good abilities, because it gets a lot of coverage options that are boosted by Iron Fist, like the elemental punches. This thing really gets a ton of coverage, honestly, so it can be a good Z-mon. It's definitely a much better Z, it has much better Z potential than Throw would. So Throw being my tier 5 mon, and owning my leftover Z points. By dropping throw, I'm going to be transferring the Z points from throw to Golurk. So my 2 Z captains are now going to be Tapu Koko and Golurk. So yeah, those we're going to say goodbye to Alolan Marowak. We're also picking up the Ghost typing back with Golurk that we lost with Alolan Marowak. And we're going to be saying goodbye to Throw. So these are the 4 new mons that we have on our roster. We didn't lose any typings from. We retained the same typings that we dropped, and we actually gained one more. We gained another dragon type. So we have 2 dragons on our team now in Mega Latios and Tyrantrum. We still have 1 electric immunity. Before we had the option to have 2 electric immunities with those mons, but we do have Heatran that has a decent amount of bulk to switch into most things if need be, and we have Tyrantrum, which resists electric. It's not really an immunity, but it at least resists it. We have another spinner in Hitmonlee, so we did lose Excadrill's spinning abilities, but Hitmonlee can act as a backup rapid spinner to Serena if need be. We still have 3 Stealth Rockers. We dropped all 3 of our Stealth Rockers, but we picked up 3 new ones, so Heatran, Tyrantrum, and Golurk can all set Stealth Rocks for us. And then we also made the team stronger on the special attacking side, because the 4 mons that I dropped were all physical attackers. They all had pitiful special attacking stats. So yes, these 3 are all going to be physical attackers as well, but we actually did improve our team in the special attacking department, even though we only picked up 1 special attacker. That's going to be it for this short video. Make sure you leave a comment down below and let me know. Let the rest of the Red Gyarados gang or whatever know about what you think of these transactions. If you think that the team is better off or worse off having made these moves. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed, and we will see you back on Friday for our Week 3 match against Oddsar and the Memphis Bewares. And I promise that you will see at least one of these new team members in action. So we'll see you on Friday.